What a day for a daydreaming boy. Okay, so no transactions today, believe it or not. I was going over, or I was looking through the daily leaders of fantasy last night. It was the first time I did it, and I think I'm going to continue doing it because it's kind of entertaining, actually. So the first guy, Yoan Moncada, he had 16 fantasy points last night. Chicago White Sox beat Detroit 13-0. And let's just see. So he had 16 last night. I think he's got 27 on the year or 23 on the year, one or the other. If I can open it up here, you'll have. I apologize ahead of time. The computer's a little slow. Having a little technical difficulty. Need a new computer like 3 years ago. Yeah, so he had 27. Look at my memory. 27 fantasy points on the year. He had 16 last night. He had a home run, 5 RBIs. He went 5 for 6 at the plate. He had a 3-run home run. Like I said, they beat him. The White Sox won 13-0. But that's more than half of the fantasy points he's had all year. So Manny Machado had a big game. Austin Riley, Ahmed Rosario, Luke Voit, Jorge Alfaro. He had 13. And San Diego won 19-5 against the Cubs last night. What's interesting about Jorge Alfaro is apparently he's going to take Austin Nola's job. And if you've been following along, I drafted Austin Nola, I don't know, second to last pick or the last pick, one or the other. Maybe it was a couple of rounds before, but it was like, round 20-ish. And I got rid of him the very next day. But that's why this is funny, that this guy, Jorge Alfaro, looks like he's going to take his job. This is from RotoWire. Let me just see. Yeah, so Alfaro will get a breather for the day game after a night game, but he may have overtaken Austin Nola as the Padres' top backstop after turning in another big day at the plate in Wednesday's 19-5 win. 29-year-old went 3 for 6 with a home run, his second in as many days, a double, 3 RBIs, and 2 additional runs, bringing up his OPS to 962 since May 14th. So I just thought that was funny because I knew who Austin Nola was because of my draft. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known him. But he's got 52 total points on the year, and what did he have, 13 last night. But he's hits and 109 at-bats. So... and I think he's rostered in 1.5% of all ESPN leagues. So he is out there probably. And if not, that's actually cooler than if he wasn't, because that'd be a pretty rare thing. So yeah, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had a good night. Rafael Devers, I think that's 4 straight games he's had a home run. They beat Oakland 10-1, which brings up my next point. That Blackburn, I forget his first name, Roger, Brent, Brown, Paulie, Joe, Tommy. Anyways, Blackburn's the probable starter for today's game. They have a day game, 1:30. Let's see here. Paul, man, I almost had it. Paul Blackburn, and he was my recent addition. Like I said, I think he's like 9th in the league in ERA, and so I wanted to start him. But he's already pitched against Boston once. He gave up 4 runs in the loss. He had -7 fantasy points in that game. And the Athletics have played the Red Sox 5 times this year. Red Sox have won 7-2, 8-0, 5-2, 6-1, 10-1. How am I going to start him in a game? How am I going to start him in a game like this when they can't even get 3 runs? Now, of course, they're going to win tonight, and they'll probably shut him out. So, we'll see what happens. But I can't, with good conscience, start Blackburn because there's just, I mean, do they have any chance at all? Probably. Like I said, they'll probably shut him out like 10-0 tonight. But, hey, it is what it is. So yeah, I didn't have any starters going for me last night. Let's see, anything exciting going on? Not too much as far as my roster is concerned. So yeah, I'm not going to have any starters going because of I'm going to bench Paul Blackburn. And yeah, so fourth place right now, about 60 behind third, so it's not looking too good. And what else is going on? Starting Espinal today. Yelich is going. Nelson Cruz. Taylor Ward's going to be on my bench. Xander Bogaerts, he had a good game last night, as well as JD Martinez. They're both starting again today. Harper, Lindor, possibly Chapman, Schwarber, Kirk. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. And I guess I should get into hockey a little bit. Stanley Cup Finals last night, Game 1. And Tampa Bay got down 3-1 in the first period. They definitely looked like they were a little rusty, even though Colorado had the big break. And I don't know how many days they were off, but obviously they were off for quite a while after their sweep, and then Tampa Bay beat the Rangers 4-2 in a hell of a series. So, you know, you'd think Colorado would be the ones come out a little rusty, but they led after one 3-1. Then Tampa Bay found their groove. They tied it up 3-3 in the second. It was even in the third, but in overtime they end up losing 4-3. I think Colorado scored Burakovsky, I think it was, scored with like just a minute into overtime. Valerian Nichushkin, goal and an assist, great game. Could have even had more stats than that because he was really, man, every time he had the puck, you thought he was going to score. So it was a really good game. I think Tampa Bay might win the next game. Just the way that, like, the first period went. After that, Colorado outshot them, though, during the game. So obviously it was tight, but I think Tampa Bay might have played slightly better in the last two periods than Colorado, but, you know, obviously I'm not an expert in that, so... But it just seemed like I really did think Tampa Bay was going to win that game after being down. Then they come back. I really thought Tampa Bay was going to win that game, but we'll see. They either got to put up more shots or they got to decrease Colorado shots, because if Colorado keeps out shooting them like that, man, it's going to be a tough way to go. So, but yeah, it was entertaining. We'll see what happens Saturday is the next game. So looking forward to that. And might dip my feet into fantasy baseball, have already, fantasy football, but, you know, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, playing fantasy sports again. Been a lot of fun, and we'll see how it goes from here. Again, fourth place, 60 points out of third. Hey, at least I'm playing again, right? So thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for all your support. And probably see you tomorrow. Thanks.